How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the channel. This is Big Daddy Dave, and this is a map tour for a new mod map to Farming Simulator 25 called Moss Valley. And we're going to start with the description from the mod hub, and it reads, Welcome to Moss Valley. With this map, you will be able to tackle the challenges of running a farm in the heart of Sheffield. With accurate farms and fields, you will be able to really get immersed in the experience, almost like you're really running it. There are multiple businesses that can take all your products, from grains to wood, and everything in between. With built-in productions like dairy and bakery, you're gonna be able to just sell the bulk crops. You're gonna be able not just sell the bulk crops, but also process them and profit even more. Demand on the forest is low, so you can get them at a fair price and sell them at the local sawmill. There are not only cows, sheep, chickens, and pigs. You can also buy a small family-run horse farm located in the northwest end of the map. You might also run into some hand tools. They're not just decorative. If you find all of them, you might get a really nice reward for them. If you want to expand your farm with productions and don't want to waste expensive fields, you can buy a placeable area either near the bakery and BGA or on the other side of the map near Carter Hall Grain Elevator. I hope you will enjoy this map. Features: lots of new, accurate to real life models made for this map. 80 fields, small, medium, and big. 10 custom made collectibles, hand tools. 4 farms all across the map to fit every playstyle. Buildings with lights and animated doors. Huge forests to take on. Custom tree and ground textures. Hedges only have collisions for bales. Built-in BGA and other production points, multiple sell points, UK license plates, 2 placeable areas, seasons visuals, seasonal hedge textures, stubble tillage ground texture, Perselix. There are no mods required for this map, and this map was created by VR Modding and is 519.31 megabytes to download. And if we take a look at the map, this is what it looks like. We start out by owning farmlands number 33, 34, 38, 39, and 80. 33 is a oat field that is... Oh, you know what? I didn't record that. Okay, well, looks like... Okay, ready to harvest. We have a wheat field for 34 that is also ready to harvest. A grass field in 38, which is over here, ready to harvest. 39 grass field ready to harvest, and 80 over here is our main starting farm. Prices around the map do vary, but I mean, we got a pretty good range. So starting off with some of these smaller fields, we have field number 28 for 22,000. Going a little bit bigger over here for 28, we have 60,000 over here, 69,000. We got 100,000. Let's see. Here, let's, whoops. Go here. Now we can kind of click in the general area. There we go. 80,000. We got 56,000. We've got a forestry here for 32,000, which is dirt cheap. 97,000. We got 60,000. 92,000. So you can see there's a pretty good range, especially for introductory, but even with the larger fields on this map, it's not that bad. 389,000 for that really large field right there. We got 319,000 for, again, another large field. Take a look at some more forestry. Forestry is dirt cheap, so if you want to do some forestry on this map, you're going to be able to get it and get it really, really cheap. Let's see, taking a look at our animal pens, we do start out with a chicken coop, cow barn, pig pasture, another chicken coop, and a pig pasture. We have contracts available for this map. We do not start out with any production chains, and there are collectibles, 10 of them to be precise. If we take a look at mods specific to this map, if we take a look under the buy menu, there is no mod specific to this map here. There's no tab that indicates mods and DLCs. And then under the build menu, starting out with the buildings tab, there's nothing here under sheds, but under silos, we scroll all the way down, you'll see that we do have the manure heap here, Moss Valley mod. So that indicates a mod that is specific to Moss Valley, this map. There's nothing under silo extensions, nothing under constructibles, nothing for containers, but under tools, scroll all the way down, you'll see the way station here, Moss Valley mod, that is a mod specific to this map, and same thing here for the farmhouses, we do have one that is specific to this map. Taking a look at productions under factories, we scroll all the way down. We do have the BGA that is specific to this map. Nothing for selling points, greenhouses, cultivation, but under generators we do have a large wind turbine. Under animals, we do not have anything for cows, but for horses, we scroll down, you'll see we have this one here. We also have nothing for pigs, sheep, but for chickens, nope, nothing for chickens, I'm sorry. But for bees, you'll see we do have a couple of the Moss Valley mods specific to this map. Nothing for others. There is nothing under the entire decorations tab here or under the landscaping tab. So now we do start off on the starting farm, so let's go ahead and take a look at our starting equipment. If we go into this menu here, go down to here and to our vehicles. We start out with the Agromass POV 5XL plow, the Amazon ZATS 3200 fertilizer spreader, the Bednar Omega Double Aught 6000 FL seeder, the Kloss Avion 450 harvester, the harvester header, the Flegel ASW 271 trailer, John Deere C441R baler. We have the Krone Vendro 820 Highland tedder, the Lemken Smart 9500K, I believe that's a cultivator. We have the Magsy bale fork. We have a Magsy pallet fork, Magsy universal bucket, Merlot multi-farmer 449.9 telehandler. We have a Massey Ferguson 7S165, the Nardi N20T header trailer, and a New Holland T7 260. We have the Samaz KDF 341S front mower, the Samaz XT 390 rear deck mower, the Samaz Z2 840H windrower, and that is everything. So now let's go ahead and take a look at our starting farm. Starting right behind me, we have a sleep trigger, and in front of me was AI helper Walter. Now we head over here. Across the street, we have AI helper Ben right there. Heading down this little lane over here, tucked away around this corner, is a liquid fertilizer silo. So we can purchase our liquid fertilizer right here. A flat bottom bin silo right there. In here, we have a repair trigger, and our harvester is parked right over it. You can see it right there. Nope, this way. We have our main grain silo right over here. Behind it, we have our chicken barn right here with 0 chickens in it, but room for 550 of them. Now, here's where things are going to start going off the rails very quickly for this map tour. Unfortunately, this map is going to need updates. I'm going to warn you right off the bat, it is absolutely without a shadow of a doubt going to need updates. One of which is, I don't think this has the indication of the feed trigger for the chickens. I believe it's supposed to be right here, but it's just not here. Next to it, we have the cow barn with room for 200 cows. We don't have any to start out with. We have our milk trigger right here. Feed trigger right here, and slurry output for the cows right there. Our output for our chicken eggs are right there. And also, you are going to see some kind of imperfections all throughout this map. Unfortunately, there's going to be some things where it's just going to kind of stand out. And I found a couple along my original kind of walkthrough. I'll point them out as I see them. Right here, we have a pig barn, room for 70 of them, nothing to start out with. Feed here, slurry right next to it. We have another chicken barn, room for 250 chickens, 0 to start out with. Feed goes here, and eggs spawn in the back over there. Here we have another pig barn, room for 70 pigs. Feed here, slurry right next to it. And then we have to go through the entirety of the farm right over here. We'll cut through this little opening and through here. Try that again. There we go. Around this corner, we have the fuel tank right there. And that's everything here for the farm. So let's go ahead and check out the rest of this map. Now we need to go back through here. And we're going to grab the Massey and make our way around the map. Okay. So we're going to start out by making a right. And we're going to follow this down the road just a ways until we get to our first point of interest. So coming up down the road here, we have our second farm that we come across. First one being our main starting farm. We have our driveway right here, so we'll go ahead and stop. So we were right here at our main starting farm. Went around, saw everything, grabbed the tractor, came out to the main road, and over to here to Farmland number 89. Can purchase Farmland 89 for $27,538. Very, very cheap for the farms that are around this map, which I'm okay with. Go ahead and purchase it, and now we have access to several triggers. One of them is over here. It is another cow barn. Slurry trigger here, feed trigger here, and cows. 60 of them can fit in here, but you start out with 0, and milk trigger right there. Nope, we need to go this way. Fuel tank right there. And then down over here, right there, we have AI helper David. So now, let's go and hop back in our tractor and continue around the map. Is it this way? This way. There we go. There's the tractor. So continuing to follow this down. Now coming up here, go ahead and make a right. Debris crusher to my right as a sell point, and to my left we have a couple points of interest. Now here's the other issue with this map. So this is a sell point right here. At least it's supposed to be a sell point. If you take a look at the map, you can see that it is there. The Moss Valley Grain Merchant. This is a designated sell point, just like the debris crusher was right across the street. But there's no icon to indicate that the sale point is there. So that's something that's, as long as the sell point works, it should be okay. It's not the end of the world. You know, it's one of those that consistency is best, but it's not there right now. Hopefully it works. If it does, then we're fine. Biogas plant is right here, $444,205 to purchase, and solid input here, liquid input here, and liquid output, aka digestate, right over there. A couple bunker silos right over here. And if we take a look at the map, not the map, but the production points, specifically of biogas, this is just a straight normal biogas. Manure, silage, slurry, and sugar beets cut. Good to go there. So now we need to follow this back out. And right here, we have the Moss Valley Bakery. You can purchase this for $50,000. And we have an output right in front and an input right here. And again, you can see how this input for this production has a icon over it. So that's what I mean by the inconsistencies. So that's something that will have to be fixed about the previous sell point. Continuing to go down the road just a little ways, right to here, we have the shop. Right out front to my left, or now directly in front of me, is the repair trigger. right there. And right here, shop trigger. Go ahead and get the tractor once again. Now coming up here, we'll stop right here. Now, again, sell point with no icon. This is the garden center sell point, and that is the garden center sell point. So we have two garden center sell points. One will take one set of items. The other, I believe, will take another set of items. You just got to determine which one is which and which one's going to take what. Now, continuing down the road over here, need to head up to this farm tucked in the upper northwest corner of the map, and I meant to turn there. We'll just go around because this is a big circle, so it's not the end of the world. So, continue the loop up until right over here. So let's come to a stop. Nope, that's not the entrance. That's not the right one. This one is the right one. Right there. So take a look at the map one more time. So we were at the second farm up here. We went up the road, saw the debris crusher, we saw the Moss Valley Grain Merchant sell point, and the biogas plant. We then went across the street over to the Moss Valley Bakery, and then down the road a little bit further to the shop trigger repair trigger, the garden centers, the two sell points, and then we came all the way out and around to this area here. Farmland number 87 can be purchased for $38,837. We'll go ahead and do so. And we have some new triggers. Fuel tank right here. And over here, we have a horse pasture with room for 16 horses. 0 to start out with. And feed goes in here. And that's it for this particular farm. So let's go ahead and head back out. We'll just continue checking things out. Now, from this point, though, we've got a lot... Well, not from this point, but a little bit further down the road. Once we kind of get through the next intersection, we're going to have a lot of backtracking to do. Loads of backtracking. Alright, so coming back up to this area over here. And this is where we start backtracking. We're just going to continue to wind and slither through the countryside, coming back up to this. I'm not going to call it a main road because it's the main-esque road for the map, but it's not a main road. It's single lane, no traffic, at least that I've seen. Coming up here to the right is the farm number 2. Gonna pass right past that. As we continue down the road, see the beautiful terrain all along this map. Very nice. And one of the, I think, most unique features I think I've seen through any map is this particular farm right here, because it's your main starting farm. But this, how the road just stops and cuts right through the middle of the established farm. That one really blows my mind. If I was the farmer and I had a road cut right through my house, like my farmyard, I would be so mad. So mad. Alright, but as we continue down, now we are on some fresh scenery. We're not having to see the same old, but we are seeing some beautiful undulations. It just seems like the map is so very small in height, but you can see just how much we are descending into this valley down here. It's crazy to me how well this map was kind of developed and brought into the FS25 world. But like I said, mentioned before, like, look at this. This is exactly what I'm talking about. This is gorgeous. This whole little pond area right here. But no, like I was mentioning before, there are flaws on this map, so be prepared. And some of them were pretty big. Now here to my left, we have this is the this is the Gear Lane Bales sell point. Continuing on. Now coming up here, you're going to want to start to stop right here. So again, taking a look at the map, we were all the way up here at Farmland number 87, the horse barn farm. We then came down the road, backtracked quite a bit through the main starting farm, down and around up to the gear sell point, and then now over to Farmland number 88 for $35,009. We can buy that, and we have new triggers. First off, this is where it starts to become a little bit more evident again with the issues. You can see this tree is absolutely buried in the ground right there, and so are these. It is almost impossible to see where you're going, but one thing I did notice is that none of these have collisions, at least as best as I could tell. Now here is the sheep pasture. I know you can't tell because we're in the thicket of tree right here, but we do have room for 200 sheep in this pasture. We can open this door here, and we can drop off food right here. Now water, that's a different story. I'm not sure where the water is dropped off in this particular field. I have a feeling it's because it's buried somewhere in all these trees. So this is, again, another thing that's going to need to be fixed. Oh, wait. Water, I found it. Okay, so that's awesome. So it's on one side of the door is water, the other side is food. So if you have to improvise, there you go. The wool output is right here. And then off in this direction, around this corner right over here, this is the fuel tank. So now let's go ahead and grab the tractor once again. And there we go. So now we're going to continue heading down the road. Again, look at the beautiful scenery. Absolutely gorgeous. And some of the places on this map are just breathtaking. Alright, now over here, yet again another sell point that's not indicated with an icon. Ridgeway Goods sell point. So we're going to backtrack just a little ways now until we get to our next point of interest. Basically, we just got to backtrack past the farm that we just showed off. Come back up to this intersection just down the road, And then right on the other side of the intersection is our next point of interest. All right, now coming up here. Whoops. Hit one of the poles. All right, perfect. So taking a look at the map one more time. We were here on the fourth farm. Yes, fourth farm. And we went down the road afterwards and saw the Ridgeway goods sell point. Came backtracking over here to Farmland number 71 for $12,055. And you can see, was it in here? No, sorry, it was right over here. Honey spawn point right there. And then as we continue around, we'll show off. Actually, you can kind of see them up on the top of that little hill right there. There they are. Bunch of honeybees right over there. So you're basically buying a bee farm. Continuing down the road just a little ways. Now, one thing I did notice, I haven't actually seen it yet. Yeah, I haven't seen it yet, but when I was doing my initial walkthrough and there was a field with like wheat, barley, anything along those lines, and it had weeds in it, it made these really sharp, spiky little towers that just indicated that the map was pretty broken. So it's one of those that I have yet to see it on this particular recording, of course, but be on the lookout for the spiky pyramids. I don't know if there's a way to deal with them or to make them like invisible or anything like that. I'm just not 100% certain. Now over here we have some more issues. Starting out with, there's only two icons here. The animal dealer, AI helper Katie, and the animal dealer. This is kind of indicating that there's something here, but it's not showing up on the map. Now I think what this is the animal dealer sell point, AI helper Katie, and the actual animal dealer. Now if you want to purchase animals for your pens and pastures around the map, you can come to this location and use this icon directly, or you can use this same icon at any pen and pasture that you have set up on your map. If you use this icon directly, though, you will incur an additional fee. That fee is associated to a delivery fee. The animal dealer is taking the animals from this location and delivering them to whatever location your pen and pasture is set up at. Now, to give some perspective, for an adult cow, it is $100 per adult cow. If I walk on here and I show you bottom right hand corner where it says prices, fees, total, it's given me a $100 charge for just the one cow. So if you do 200 cows, you're spending $20,000. You know, that adds up pretty quickly. So one thing you can do to save that money is bring an animal trailer to this location, pull it into this little hazard box here, and then click on the animal dialogue box here. You'll be able to actually load your animals into the animal trailer, and then you can deliver the animals yourself. You don't have to necessarily worry about dealing with the animal dealer and their upcharge. Now continuing down the road just a little ways. So coming over here. Right here is the sawmill. Now the input is right here with the wood cell trigger right there. Now this is another issue I found. This is AI helper Noah, but as you can see, Noah has learned superpowers as they are just sitting there eyeballing me and doing everything they can in the process. Now this is the other issue for this map, is that if we take a look around in third person, I'm crouched. There's nothing I can do. You can hear me. I am pushing buttons, trying to get my guy to stand up. He will not do it. He will not fix himself until after I get back into the tractor. So yeah, some more issues. We have a wood chip output right here. And then, nope, it's back this way. And of course I can't run. Let's see. Sell point is right down there. Was the output? There it is. Output's right here. Input is right behind me. Alright, so now we're going to take the tractor, park it right there, but we're going to skip over that production point first, head down the road just a little ways to the next production point, just be a little bit easier, and we'll just make our way back to the tractor. Now over here we have the, let's see, right there, the Bernie's grain mill. For $96,000 we can purchase the grain mill, and our output is right there, and input is on the back side right over there. Now just out of curiosity, does this produce something I'm not familiar? Nope. And it just dawned on me that I haven't been checking these throughout the tour. So starting with the bakery here, you can see we make breads and cakes. We also saw the, I believe it was the sawmill. Yes, this one will produce all your sawmill goods, including planks, long planks, prefab walls, and wood beams. The biogas plant, again, we've covered that one. That one's good. The Bernie's grain mill makes our flour and our rice flour, as you can see. Nothing too special about that one. And I believe that was everything that we've seen up until this point. So let's go ahead, head back over here. We'll hop the hedges. All right. So over here, there it is. Over here is the Robbins Dairy Products. For $50,000 you can purchase this. Input here, output there. And that's it. That is everything. No, I'm sorry. That's not everything. That is it for this area. But we have one more point of interest, and this one is kind of tucked away off the beaten path. Just a little bit. So we're just going to head on out this way. And one thing you're also going to notice here as we drive, there are going to be trees, again, blocking the middle of the road. You're going to see them. So we're just going to keep following this road all the way out as it winds and twists and turns right next to the map edge. There's the trees right there. You just pass right through them. No collision, they're fine. But we can start to see the point of interest coming into view. Like I said, it's a ways out, and it's not made any better because of the kind of small undulations and twists and turns that you have on this particular map here in the northern portion. So coming up here, we're going to pull around just like that. This is the Carter Hall Grain Elevator, and that's it. Is everything here for Moss Valley. Now it's time to render my opinion and let you know what I think. 0 to 5 scale as per usual. I love this map. I absolutely adore it. I think that it's going to need some updates because, like I mentioned before, there were definitely some issues. Got a nice little constructible area right here. But there's definitely going to have to be some due diligence on, I think, multiple fronts. You got the issues that are going on this map. They are quite a few. But I don't think that there's anything that's going to be like too game breaking per se. I don't think. More like minor annoyances at best. But I mean, look around. Look around. You've got some beautiful, beautiful landscape on this map. I mean, it is gorgeous everywhere you look. the undulations, the terrain shifts that are all throughout this map are incredible. I love it. I absolutely love this map. I loved it in FS22. I love it again here in FS25. I just wish that it was a bit cleaner in regards to the issues. If it wasn't for these issues, I wouldn't have to split the score like I'm getting ready to do. But 0 to 5 scale as per usual, what do I think of this map? I think in its current state, as it sits right now, it's a 3. But, this is a big but. The moment that this gets updated and fixed, the moment it goes from a 3 to a 5. I think that this is an amazing map. I think that the map maker did a fantastic job. And not only that, but it's a map based on real life, which is amazing. I love that because it just gives that good, natural, grounded feeling that really kind of sets a map apart, in my opinion, to most other maps. This one really kind of shows off the area very, very nicely. Oops, didn't mean to do that. So yeah, all in all, I think it's a fantastic map. I'm just completely stunned by its beauty. And it's made all the more beautiful here for FS25. And it'll be very interesting to see where this goes once we actually are able to start diving into the actual game itself and getting a chance to, play the full uninhibited version of this game. I just can't wait. I just cannot wait for the next update to come out for this map so we can really start sinking our teeth into it. Because like I said, there's definitely got some issues. There's definitely going to be problems. And I don't know how severe or how big those problems are going to be. So just keep that in mind before you start any series or before you start any gameplay on this, and you'll be good to go. But no, at the end of the day, 5 out of 5 as its projected score. Love this map. Absolutely love it. But I hope you enjoyed this map tour. If you did, please show me by liking, sharing, subscribing, following, commenting, doing all the things the algorithms enjoy doing. The shows are engaged with this channel and enjoying the content. And that being said, I hope you have a fantastic day. Take care.